friends, welcome back to VMware NSXCloud. In my previous videos, so far we have covered ESXi installation on physical server, configuration of management network, network creation for nested SDDC, and creation of data store. In this video, we will enable routing between VLANs of SDDC. Make sure you do not miss any part of configuration as missing steps will affect our future labs. Before we start, I would like to thank you for subscribing to the channel. And if you have not, then please subscribe and click the bell icon for notification about future videos in the series. Let's start configuration of virtual router. For this lab, we need OVA file of virtual router, which can be downloaded from Cisco download portal. However, if you do not have access to the portal, then please head to the link in the description and download it from there. Once we are ready, we will log into the host and will rename the default VM network created with vSwitch 0. This will be renamed as the external network, and this network will provide us internet connectivity in our nested environment. Deploy virtual router instance using the OVA file we have downloaded. Now we will make sure that we are connecting all the interfaces which are default interfaces connected with the OVA file to VLAN 1611. However, we will change it in the later part of the deployment. Click on Finish and wait for deployment to complete. Once OVA import is complete, open VM console and let VM boot completely, and it will take at least 10 minutes, so don't be worried about it. Let it run. Once it is booted, it will ask us if we want to perform initial setup. I will answer no because we will do the configuration manually. And once we answer no, let it boot completely. Cisco routers have three types of command modes: user exec, privilege exec, and global configuration mode. In user exec mode, you can only use limited show commands. And from configuration, you need to enter into configuration mode. Once router will show configuration applied and saved in NVRAM, by default we will be in user exec mode. In order to start configuration, we need to enter into privilege mode, and then from there we will use command to enter into configuration mode. Now we will type in enable to enter into privilege exec mode, and then we will type configure T to enter into configuration mode. To begin with, we will first name our router. Now it's time to secure our router console. Now every time you log into the console, you need the password. So let's log in. By default, Cisco iOS is DNS lookup enabled. So every time you enter a wrong word, it will do a name resolution for it. To avoid that, we are going to disable it completely. And as it's a lab environment, we will disable the auto log off as well. Router is by default deployed with 3 interface cards. We will disconnect 2 of them and connect the first adapter to the external network. Now we will validate the status of connected interfaces. And once validated that all the interfaces are showing down, we will run the command no shut on the interfaces to make them up. Only one interface will come up, which is connected right now. Now it's time we assign IP address to our first interface. We will give it IP address of our home network because this will provide us internet connectivity. It's time we connect our second interface and assign it IP of the management range of our nested environment. Now we will follow the same steps for the third interface. Now we add new interface and connect it to the next port group. Each port group should be connected to this virtual router of our nested environment. To save time, I'm going to fast forward this whole process, but you need to make sure that you're performing each step in your lab environment. In order to make our nested environment reachable from the external network and to make sure that internet is working in our nested environment, we need to create a default route on our virtual router as well as a return route on our physical router. Now we need to point the subnets which we have created in our nested environment from our physical router. This is the return route we are giving so that if the packet wants to go from external network to our nested environment, it can reach. Once default route and return routes are configured, we are good to test the connectivity from external network to our nested environment. For that, we'll open command prompt and we'll start pinging our gateway addresses of each nested subnet. With this, our routing is complete. However, in order to make sure that we are easily able to access our router, we are going to enable SSH on it. Once you are done enabling SSH, don't forget to copy the running config into the startup config. With this successful SSH connection test, I would conclude this video. In my next video, I will configure infrastructure services for our nested environment. Please don't forget to like this video and please subscribe to VMwareNSXCloud. If you have any feedback, please comment below. Have a great day, guys. See you next time.